All right, let's do this thing. Let's get to work. As far as comments go on videos recently received about hair loss, Matthew Pierce, by the way, I think this is maybe the second time that I've responded to one of his videos. My button is unbuttoned and it's bothering me, so I'm gonna button it. Anyway, he's, I think this is at least the second video that I've made in response to him. And he said something that I have to share. I mean, it really, I feel is one of those epiphany moments. Matthew Pierce on a video called Norwood 3, My New Hairstyle Betrays My Views on Embracing Baldness, ? Here's what he says, quote, "The hair looks fine. Seems like a traditional dad cut / style. The interesting thing about this hairstyle is that it makes you look softer and more youthful, whereas you looked like a grown man with it buzzed. I think our society is definitely influencing us to want to look more like Ryan Seacrest than Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think it may be similar to how women perceive their own bodies. They have an ideal that society has given them, and that's how they want to look. Even when shown studies that men prefer a woman with a curvier look, they prefer what society has ingrained in them despite the evidence. Most men are too embarrassed. I have kids, you know that, right? Most men are too embarrassed to admit a preference for something like that if interviewed on camera about it. I wonder if women see us similarly, like we are striving toward a societal ideal, and in doing so, we are bypassed by what most women see as optimal, even if they don't admit their optimal desires on camera out of shame or fear or being judged or as weird," end quote. Man, just fathom that. Let's process that. And I have said more than once on this channel how there's such hypocrisy in women's beauty magazines. You know, it's this whole concept of you look on the cover, it's a woman who's a size 0, which is basically the smallest size for all practical purposes. So you've got this very small, tall, thin woman on the front, which is what sells the magazines, because those women, no matter what size they are, they want to see that tall, thin woman on the cover. She's 5'10", she's 5'0", she weighs 110 pounds, whatever. That's who's on the cover, right? But then you read the articles and there's all this women's movement, this concept that you've got to accept yourself as you are, your inner beauty and all this stuff. And beauty comes in different shapes and sizes. Yet again, the hypocrisy is that, why did the woman buy the magazine? One of the reasons is that model on the front. Why is it that you don't see plus size women on women's magazines regularly? If they do it to make a point. Let's celebrate beauty in all sizes. And then they'll put a plus woman on the cover for that magazine. Not every magazine, only when it's convenient for the plot of that exact magazine they're doing. That's hypocrisy. We could blame the magazine editors for doing that, or whoever's in charge of, or we can blame the free market, the women buying those magazines, reinforcing those own ideals. Like Matthew said, in reality, most men are not looking for women like that. Perhaps maybe men aren't quite as shallow as society thinks that we are when it comes to women. That when in reality, we're not looking for someone with the physique of someone who's 5'10" and 110 pounds and size 0. Perhaps we're looking for a more realistic version of a woman. But women are caught in this trap of buying the magazines, thinking they should look like that, yet being told what beauty is, and that it's accepting yourself. It's all hypocrisy. Now, I had to explain that to say this. I think Matthew makes a great point about how the case is similar with men. I think the man version of what I just said was that, yes, we are led to believe that we have to have what appears to be a full head of hair. And if we don't have that, or the moment we stop having that, we're no longer seen as handsome. And in reality, and I've said it so many times on this channel, when I've interviewed women, they always tell the truth, which is hair is not what they care about. And they'll give a laundry list of all the stuff that they find attractive, whether it's physical or not, they give a list. And then all the insecure young guys who watch those videos comment and say the girls are lying because they don't want to be seen as mean on camera. That's what insecure guys say that don't understand what women actually want. I understand more than most people watching this video, at least, what women actually want. So when I know and I hear the answers, that they want someone that's going to make them laugh, they want someone who is going to be able be able to provide for them, to be kind and caring and be a leader and all these things. Those are the things that matter. And then when I ask them about physical stuff, they say his smile. And they say, things like that, but they don't mention the hair. And when I bring it up, they just shrug it off. Insecure men hear that. And what do the insecure young men do who are balding? They take that and say, lies, that's a lie. But see, that's the equivalent of the woman who is curvy and thinks that men will only date her if she's thin. See, that's the equivalent. I'm telling you, it's the exact same trade-off. It's a man, a younger man, who's losing his hair and will not listen to the truth even when he hears it. When he hears a woman say, oh, I don't care about the hair, shave it off. I don't care, that'd probably look better anyway. Women are, what I've learned, if anything, they're indifferent when it comes to hair. It's really the last thing they notice. And really, if you're doing all the other stuff right, even then they may not notice. It may not even make the thing that they noticed in the first place. Here's what I believe in closing, and I think this video is full of truth that is hard to grasp for a lot of people. So remember, I think of it this way. Are you the equivalent of the woman who is curvy, is told that her beauty is about what's on the inside and that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes, but then still buys the magazine with the skinny woman on the cover of it, which is all hypocrisy? Are you like her, but the male version, meaning that you're young, you're balding, you hear what women actually want and find attractive in you, but you refuse because you have already subscribed to what you think society thinks men makes them attractive? I think this is a fundamental issue. And I think it's actually something that brings in a lot of people to my videos and helps them end up becoming subscribers, because I'm a rebel. I'm the Johnny Cash of hair loss. Wow. I can't believe I haven't called myself that yet. I'm the Johnny Cash of hair loss. What I mean by that is I say, forget the system, forget society. This is what's actually going on. And so many people are still plugged into society or this false sense of what they think is reality. It's not. I have unplugged. I would not pay any amount of money to keep my hair. If it's in my DNA to go bald, I'm gonna go bald. See, I've unplugged, and that's the problem. So much of society, of men, have not unplugged from that system. They still are subscribing to a false sense of what makes men attractive and relevant. And it's not hair. It's all these other things. So, are you the equivalent of the plus-size woman who continues to buy magazines of skinny women on the covers? Is that you? I'm the Johnny Cash of hair loss.